want the win. Lucky 7 every time I walk in. You know? Every time I walk in, I'm the best thing. I'm the best thing. They all watching. Every time we walk in, we the best thing. We the best thing. Now, that's my motto. I do it now. I ain't think about tomorrow. It's the real thing that I give it. I'm not so sitting here, I'm all in it. I got a good story every time I wake up. I'm in the action, chips on the table. I'm on the field, but I need another percentage. I want the win, lucky 7 every time I walk in. You know? Every time I walk in, I'm the best thing. I'm the best thing. They all watching. Every time we walk in, we the best.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me again for episode 4, count 'em 4, of Hack or Hoax. My name is Chelsea Mann. I'm a field education trainer for Wella Professional. I'm coming to you from my studio in St. Albert, Alberta, and I'm very excited to be here this afternoon, guys. Happy Friday. I've got to come up with some sort of like hacker hoax like hashtag for Friday, Hacker Hoax Friday. It doesn't really sound right. I'll keep workshopping it. So stay tuned for what we're actually going to call it. But happy Friday to everybody out there. I hope you guys are looking forward to your weekend. I know hairdressers, it's not quite your weekend yet, but you're almost there. So keep digging, keep pushing, keep going. I'm really excited to bring our subject matter to you guys today. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit of a wacky one today. We're going to talk about moon phases and plants and all kinds of fun stuff. So again, thank you for joining me, and thank you to Wella Canada West for having me. Again, my name is Chelsea Mann. I'm a field education trainer for Wella Professional. There is my Instagram handle if you guys want to go ahead and follow me on Instagram. And for those of you that already follow me on Instagram, I'm sure you are very up to date on the types of things that I post. I will warn you guys now, my Instagram is very light on the type of hair that I do, but very heavy on sort of inspiration and laughter and joy. So if you are somebody who loves joy like me, follow me. It's if you're offended by people scaring their own children, then maybe don't follow me. So again, thank you for joining us today. Let's get right into it. So our hacker hoax today, guys, for those of you that are maybe watching this series for the first time, if you haven't seen our hacker hoax before, this is really sort of a series where I've been taking myths and things that I've heard in the field or that some of my colleagues have heard, and crazy things that our clients have told us about their hair, and putting those myths to the test. So in the past, I've done hacker hoax episodes. All of them are available on the Wella Canada West IGTV, so you guys can check them out anytime. But there's an episode of me using tomato juice to color hair. There's the same episode, I spill almost an entire bottle of Coke in my lap. So you guys can, Coca-Cola for the record. So you guys can check that out. If you want to laugh at me, go for it. But there's all kinds of wacky stuff that I prove and disprove and all of that kind of stuff on Hacker Hoax. So tune into the other ones as well. So our episode today, guys, like I said, is episode number 4. And our Hacker Hoax today is hair grows faster in a full moon if you wash it less and if you get regular haircuts. So I'll say that again. Today we're going to prove or disprove that hair grows faster in a full moon if you wash it less and if you get regular haircuts. So I'm sure that we've all got these clients, that have these ideas, these sort of off the wall ideas of things that can make their hair grow faster or grow better, grow in thicker, all of those sorts of things. So we're going to talk about those things today, and I'm going to prove or disprove them. You'll have to stay tuned to see. So for those of you that are just joining us, again, this is Hacker Hoax episode 4. I also encourage you guys to check out the other Hacker Hoax episodes. There's lots of content there, okay? A little bit of housekeeping, guys. If you guys have a question, there is a couple of my colleagues in the comment section. Feel free to drop your questions in there. There's also a question. There's a thought bubble. I think it's right there. Check out my gel fill. Did learn to do that myself. Thank you, OPI. So there's a little thought bubble here that has a question mark in it. So you guys can go ahead and throw your questions into there, and I will get to them, time permitting, of course. So let's talk about our first subject here. So somebody said to me when I was prepping for this Hacker Hoax series that they have heard somebody say before that hair grows faster on a full moon, or if you get it cut on a full moon. And I thought, as my mother would say, bull roar, this is, at first I thought, like, you must be the only person on the planet that thinks this, and then I did what anybody would do. I Googled it. Turns out this is a thing. Turns out it's a thing. It's called lunar hair cutting. Okay. So if you've never heard of lunar hair cutting, I had never heard of it either. Totally fine. Lunar hair cutting is something that, and I'm going to paraphrase this, guys, because there's so much content online about lunar hair cutting. Essentially a farmer's almanac, which, anybody in a prairie province like where I live, has used a farmer's almanac before to help to, plant crops or know when to mow their lawn or things like that. But a farmer's almanac also lists when you should be getting your hair cut to optimize your hair growth and optimize your hair's relationship with the universe or something. I didn't know this. I'm from Ontario. I have never picked up a farmer's almanac and read it before. This was my first time, sort of digging through this. So it turns out that this is a thing. Now, the theory in lunar hair cutting, guys, is that, the moon phases have a pull on the tide. So these are our moon phases. So, we all know, we learned this in school, half moon, crescent moon, and blah, 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 right? So, but the idea that the moon, there's a whole thing around a waxing moon, and that it bulges on one side, it bulges the earth on one side and creates the tides and all of those sorts of things, high tide and low tide. But the idea around lunar hair cutting is that you should follow the phases of the moon and specifically be getting haircuts during a waxing moon, which has to do with the side of the moon that is illuminated, or the side of the earth that is illuminated at any specific time. And because of the pull of the tides. Now, in my research, I also discovered that people will relate this to plants, right? Which seems like a little bit more of a reasonable thing, right? And I was going to show you guys a plant and to demonstrate this, but turns out all the plants in my salon have been watered and none of them are dying. But anybody that has gardened before knows that, if you trim the dead branches off of things, like I grow some pretty significant pumpkins in my backyard. When we grow pumpkins, we trim off the little guys that maybe aren't working so well to funnel nutrients to the bigger ones. Okay, fine. And some people look at lunar hair cutting and take it that next step, that if we're dealing with the water content in the body and the scalp, that if you line that up with the phases of the moon, then it's healthier for the hair. Just like it is with plants, although that's not about the phase of the moon. But the idea being that if you're cutting the dead weight off of your hair, then your hair will grow faster. Now, I see the thought process here, okay? Before I say what I'm about to say, I see the thought process here. I see how somebody could get there, and it's interesting. But guys, there's no science here, right? There's no proven scientific anything that I could find anywhere, okay, that proves this idea of lunar hair cutting, right? Now, if you're somebody who's into zodiac stuff, or you're into, that sort of things, it's not really my jam. But if it's something that you're into, this may speak a little bit more to you. I encourage you to do some research online about lunar hair cutting, because I'll tell you, even though it's not really my thing, it was quite interesting to learn about. But I think officially, guys, lunar hair cutting, we can call a hoax. Okay, I don't think we can stand behind this one in a professional aspect, right? But what I will tell you guys is one of the best ways that you can help your hair grow in faster and help your clients have their hair grow in faster is to take care of that scalp skin, right? This is something that we as hairdressers, we become, obsessed with color preservation and hair condition. But I will tell you guys, the biggest piece of advice I can give you about growing healthy, long, strong hair has to do with the things that you put into your body and the way that you take care of the scalp skin than anything else, right? We can repair the hair, and I'm a blonde, I do a lot of repair, right? But we can repair the hair on our head all we want. But if your scalp is unhealthy, you're not really cultivating an environment that can grow beautiful, healthy hair, right? So in the Wella company, which encompasses a few other brands, including Nioxin, which I am going to talk about today, we believe that the scalp skin is an extension of the skin on your face. So I know that I have a very specific regimen that I deal with my skin that I will not lie to you guys. It does involve things that go into my body. I do have some regular appointments with a doctor who does some really beautiful injectables on me. So like, I'm not going to hide anything from you guys there. But I do believe in good skincare, and I believe in preventative skincare, right? And that extends to the scalp as well. Are there surgical things that you can do, or are there, things like that? Of course. But the more that you can, in a preventative capacity, take care of your scalp skin, the better off your hair will be. And one of the ways that we do that is with Nioxin. So Nioxin are the bottles that sort of look like this. This is one of our systems, okay? So Nioxin is skincare for the scalp, and I find very often people get obsessed with this idea with Nioxin that it's only for clients who are bald or balding. And I really want to be clear, guys, we don't reserve Nioxin simply for people who are losing their hair, although it is good for those clients as well. We want to gear Nioxin. We want to coach our clients who have concerns about healthy hair and growing healthy hair. We want to encourage those clients to really take care of their scalp skin. And one of the ways that we do that is with Nioxin. Nioxin is a brand that, has very specialized ingredients that, can be for color protection and can be for moisture and can be for all of these other things as well, but are really designed to take care of the skin on your scalp and create an environment on your scalp that can really grow, a beautiful head of hair. So I have a question in the comments here. Is Nioxin color safe? This is a great question. This is something that we get a lot with Nioxin. So Nioxin is color safe. Okay. So we make different, and thank you for your question. We make different systems in Nioxin. So I encourage you guys to head over to the Wella app. Okay, the Nioxin app is built into there, and you can check out what systems are good for colored hair. We also make systems that are good for lightened hair. We make systems for people who perm their hair. All of those sorts of things we take into consideration in Nioxin, and certainly provide color safe options as well. For I think it's Kim in the comments that's asked that question. You feel free to follow me at chelsea.wella, and you can DM me anytime. I'm happy to talk more about color protection with Nioxin as well. Okay, thank you for your question. Okay, so officially, guys, this idea that hair grows faster on a full moon, I think we're going to call that one a hoax. More than anything, guys, because there's more things that we can do, more effective things when we're talking about Nioxin especially, that we can do to create an environment that's really going to cultivate a healthy head of hair, okay? So my second point here, guys, and this one's my favorite, okay? My second point here, guys, is somebody said to me, if you wash your hair less, it will grow faster. So here's what I will tell you. I only wash my hair 1 to 2 times a week. And it's okay if you think that that's gross. That's totally fine with me. The reason that I do this, guys, first of all, I have a lot of hair. I don't know, like my hair's like clean and fluffy right now, but which is very weird. You're welcome that you guys get to see my hair when it's clean. But I washed my hair this morning, and I probably won't wash it again till like Wednesday. Right? So, I have ponytail day and all that kind of stuff. I also like to, to make sure that I'm not heat styling my hair too much, although I do use a full set of beautiful GHD tools, so I can really minimize my, my damage in that way. But the reasons that the main reason why I don't wash my hair that often is because I have a lot of it, and it takes a lot to blow dry my hair and style it. It's a lot of, it's okay, Deanna, you have beautiful hair too, just different. But it does take a lot of, elbow grease. I'm sure you guys all have those clients where we're blowing them out and it's like an arm workout, right? That's me. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't wash my hair that often. The other reason is that I'm a purple shampoo lover, and I really like to maintain the tone of my blonde hair. So I leave it alone as much as possible, okay? Now, where this sort of people get stuck with it, because people say to me, oh, I want to wash my hair not as often as well. I trained my hair, guys. My scalp is really, really used to not being washed. And my oil production sort of normalizes in that way as well. My scalp is really healthy. I always tell people I wasn't, genetically blessed in the sort of weight distribution department or the straight teeth department, but I have the good hair, you know what I mean? So my hair is healthy. I have good skin as well. My skin is healthy, so that helps me as well. And I am a dry shampoo addict, and this is what leads me with the wash it less thing, okay? A lot of times people say to me like, oh, I'm just going to use all this dry shampoo and it's going to help me not wash my hair as often. great. But when you wash your hair less and you're using lots of dry shampoo and lots of products, you end up with product buildup. Now, you guys in the comments don't have to admit it to me. It's totally fine. We have all been victimized by product buildup. It's totally fine, right? I know when I was a kid, I used to get really bad dandruff because of what I thought was dandruff, but it was actually product buildup. We end up with overproduction of oil if your scalp isn't normalized. You end up with dirt on your scalp, especially if you live in Alberta. We have a lot of, blue collar workers here that end up, with dirt on their scalps. They wear hard hats and helmets all the time. So all of these things kind of are the enemy of a healthy scalp, right? So to say if you wash your hair less, it will grow faster. I'm probably calling this one early, guys, but I'm going to go ahead and call that one a hoax too, right? Again, I am somebody who washes my hair very little, right? But I can get away with this, guys, because I don't use a ton of product. I will tell you that right now. There's a little bit of hairspray in my hair right now. I'm a big fan of heat protector, but when you don't wash your hair very often, you have to kind of leave it alone. You can't put a bunch of stuff in it, right? But I also am a big fan of making sure that the product buildup comes off of my scalp when it does happen. I use clarifying shampoos because if you don't get rid of that product buildup off of your scalp, guys, it can lead to thinning, it can lead to excess oil, it can lead to more, plaque dandruff, it can lead to all kinds of different things, right? So I will, like I said, call this idea that washing your hair less makes it grow faster is a hoax. But fun fact, the opposite is also a hoax. Washing your hair every day will also not make it grow faster or healthier, any of those things, okay? So how can we make it grow healthier, okay? In this way, guys, when we're taking care of the scalp skin, it is important when you're washing your hair to make sure you're really giving your scalp a good scrub, stimulating that blood flow and making sure that those follicle sites have, good blood flow to them so that they can really work to produce healthy hair, okay? My second thing, guys, and I'm a big dry shampoo fan because of the fact that I don't wash my hair that often. I like to layer my dry shampoo in when my hair is still clean, okay? So it's watching your hair get oily and then trying to fix it with dry shampoo, it never works, guys. It never works. So when you're using your dry shampoo, put it in when it's clean and allow it to help you as you go. The choice of dry shampoo is also important. Okay, now I will say, those of you that were on the Sebastian live earlier, which there's a giveaway in that one, just saying, I watched the Sebastian live earlier, and on that one, I was very clear about how much I love Sebastian Dry Clean Only, and I do. However, I also really love from Nioxin the instant fullness. So it's the Nioxin dry shampoo, and we actually call it a dry cleanser, but it's a really beautiful, lightweight dry shampoo that's very forgiving on the scalp skin, right? If you're somebody who's prone to buildup and you use a lot of dry shampoo, make sure that you try out instant fullness from Nioxin. Head down to your distributor and grab a bottle. It's a really beautiful product, okay? The other thing that I think is super important, guys, if you're somebody who doesn't wash their hair that often, again, please don't think it's gonna make your hair grow faster. It is not, okay? However, if you are trying to have your scalp be as healthy as it can be to grow hair, you need to use, I had pictures ready. This is the instant fullness. This is what it looks like. But if you want to grow beautiful, long, healthy hair and you want your clients to grow long, healthy hair, and as a stylist, if you want to have some residual treatment income, you want to carry this guy. This is called Scalp Renew from Nioxin, okay? We consider it to be microdermabrasion for the scalp, okay? So I've had actual microdermabrasion before, and it's awesome. You definitely look, a little bit like beef carpaccio afterwards, but it's totally worth it. That being said, microdermabrasion for the scalp, this is an exfoliator. This is a way that we're going to get rid of all of that product buildup in a real and lasting way. Now, this is an in-salon service, guys, okay? We don't retail this. We do have a retailable size, but this is not it. This is the in-salon one, okay? So this is a salon service that you're going to apply to the client's hair. There's a massage that goes with it. Please jump into my DMs if you want more. There's my Instagram handle again, if you want more information on Scalp Renew. But the meat and potatoes of it, guys, is that this goes on in a grid-like pattern. There's a massage that goes with it, and it really sloughs off all of your dead skin cells, all of your excess oil. It gets rid of dirt. It gets rid of all kinds of fun stuff to make that scalp nice and healthy so it can grow beautiful, long, healthy hair. Okay? Now, I will forewarn you guys, I'm going to show you some images of Scalp Renew at work, okay? And they're a little bit aggressive. Okay, so this is sort of the cartoon version. So before, we have a scalp that has some buildup on it. It's got some dead skin cells, looks like a little bit of plaque dandruff. And then after your Scalp Renew service, that the scalp looks nice and clean. Okay, nice and open. It certainly looks happier. Okay, now I'm aware that this is sort of the cartoon version of Scalp Renew, but I've been blessed to work with somebody who's been working with Nioxin for a very long time, and she sent me some actual photos earlier. So be prepared. These ones are a little bit more gross. But this is what an unhealthy scalp looks like, magnified times 200. Okay, this is a photo that was taken from our Nioscope. Okay, so what you guys see there is some follicle sites and some hair coming out of the scalp that have been clogged by what looks to me there to be a combination of product buildup and dead skin cells that really need to be sloughed off that scalp surface and that scalp skin in order to, have that hair grow in nice and thick and healthy. We also see some diameter, like you can see over here, we've got an unpigmented strand. We have some diameter differences. Okay, that also tells me that we have some issues with this scalp in particular, with long-standing buildup, that it's creating those issues. So this person got a Scalp Renew service in the salon, and when it was done, their scalp looked like this. And tell me that's not a beautiful scalp. Look at like you guys can see in the top there, all of those sort of pinky dots and lines. Those are capillaries. So that's blood flow to the follicle site. And that's three, well, it looks like 3.5 strands of hair growing out of the same follicle site. I know they're really close together, but that's like the two darks and the warmer one in the middle. Those are 3 healthy hairs growing out of the same follicle site. And these results, guys, with Scalp Renew are pretty instant. Like this is in one day from this to this. Okay, so while I will again call it a hoax that your hair will not grow faster if you wash it less, I am somebody who washes my hair less, okay, than most people, but I'm also somebody who's very particular about taking care of the skin on my face and the skin on my scalp with Nioxin and Scalp Renew. Okay, so my last thing that somebody had said to me about your hair growing faster was that your hair will grow faster if you get regular haircuts. Okay, now before I say what I'm about to say, I will tell you, I am a big fan of regular haircuts. It takes a little piece of my soul when my clients come in and they're like, oh, I just, I got a haircut last time. I write it down. I know you didn't get a haircut last time. That's fine. And I get it. People want to have long hair. I completely have empathy for this. But you need to get regular haircuts. Regular haircuts are important, if nothing else, because if your hair looks like this, okay, that damage on the very ends isn't going to make your hair look longer. It simply makes it look more damaged, right? So clients like this sometimes come in and they think like, oh, I don't want to get my strands cut because then it's going to be shorter. Well, the one on the damaged side there is sort of zoomed in a little bit more, but to me, side to side, guys, the one picture doesn't look like it has longer hair than the other. It's just one looks healthy, right? So to say that regular haircuts will make your hair grow faster, I think many hairstylists believe this, but I will say that it won't grow faster, but it certainly will grow healthier hair along the way, right? If you're getting regular haircuts. Now, when we talk about these sorts of clients, right? Of course, our instinct is to say, oh, we need to cut this off. If a client is fundamentally against this, there's things that we can do. We can offer them a Wellaplex service. We can offer them some take-home products. But the meat and potatoes of this, guys, the really reals, there's nothing in the world that's going to return those scraggly ends to their former glory. They need to go. It's okay, And if a client's not ready for that, that's okay too. But again, I will make the point that the damaged hair doesn't make it look longer. It simply makes it look more damaged, right? So officially, guys, I think that to say that regular haircuts will make your hair grow faster, I think we can also call that one a hoax. Guys, that's 3 hoaxes in a row for today, which is very weird. I've had some hacks before, but today we got 3 hoaxes. So how can we, say to somebody who, is a little bit nervous about getting regular haircuts, how can we say to them, it's hard to say to those clients, you should be cutting your hair. They get very anxiety ridden about it. I know I do. I got layers and had a little freak out and then loved it. You know what I mean? But I think it's really important to impart to these clients that they still need to take care of that scalp skin, right? We had a question before about color protection, but really what we're doing with Nioxin is customizing a system kit for that client's needs. So if you have somebody who's nervous about getting haircuts, right? And wants their hair to grow faster, we need to take care of their scalp in order to facilitate that and get regular haircuts along the way. Will they maybe feel like their hair is growing faster? Okay, fine. It's certainly a placebo effect, but whatever gets the job done, right? So in Nioxin, we have 6 base system kits that are tailored. The smaller numbers are tailored for people that don't color their hair, and then people that do color their hair, and then people that get heavier chemical services like straightenings and lightening, things like that. I just picked system 3 because this is a nice picture. But what the beautiful thing about Nioxin, guys, is that it's a completely customizable set of products that will allow you to create what will feel like a prescription of products for your clients. Obviously, it's not actually a prescription. We're not, writing. I mean, you could have a prescription pad, but you couldn't take it to a pharmacy and, get something you shouldn't. But for a client, it'll really feel like that medicinal, really something that will give them lots of results. With Nioxin, I think maybe the word I'm looking for is clinical. It's a very clinical sort of line that's going to have your clients feeling like they're going to see some real results. Because with prolonged use with Nioxin, we always tell my clients, give me 30 days with Nioxin and you'll be a believer. And they always are, right? Prolonged use with Nioxin, they will see results, and we fully guarantee that, guys. Okay? So your system kits look like that, guys. And again, I want you guys to feel free to follow me on my Instagram at chelsea.wella and send me a DM anytime, guys, if you want to talk about Nioxin. We also have Nioxin on our Wella Company app. If you go to your Play Store or your App Store, if you're an Apple user, you just look up Wella Education, you'll see. Download the Wella app, and the Nioxin app is built in there. There's tons of information on there. If you forget all those instruction, guys, send me a DM. I'm happy to take you through it, okay? So officially speaking, guys, Hacker Hoax episode 4, I think we are going to call this one a hoax, okay? There is nothing that you're going to do to the outside of your hair shaft itself that is going to make your hair grow in faster or stronger, right? It's not like, some of the research I did where people believe that if you cut the dead leaves of a plant off, it's going to feed the other ones. The reason that works for plants is because the leaves of a plant are still living, right? Your hair is dead the second it comes out of your scalp, right? So we really need to take care of our root system or our scalp skin, okay? We do have a couple new products in Nioxin, guys. It's these guys. These are our new sensitive scalp lines that's meant for people with dandruff or with sensitive scalps, people that get itchy, especially, guys, people that are sensitive to fragrances. And I also love that snake plant. I kind of want that snake plant in this picture now that I see it. But this is our new Nioxin that is meant for sensitive scalps. We also have a new take-home dermabrasion product that I talked briefly about before that's available now as well. What I love about these, my favorite thing about these new Nioxin products is if you're a Nioxin user already, and some people have said to us, like they find the eucalyptus or the menthol smell of Nioxin to be overwhelming. This one has a clean label fragrance, so you guys will find it a lot more palatable from a scent perspective, okay? So I hope that sort of helped you dispel some of your myths. I'll tell you, I never dreamed that this job would take me into learning about lunar hair cutting. But here we are. So tune in, guys, for my next Hacker Hoax episode. Hacker Hoax episode 5 will be on March 12th. And I'm looking, as a colorist, I'm going to go sort of back to my roots, pun intended, on this one. And we're going to talk about, first of all, does hair really get used to shampoo? Okay. And the one I'm more excited about is all hair colors are created equal, hack or hoax. So if you guys have been waiting for me to do comparisons between different professional brands or between different box colors in professional brands, tune in March 12th, 3 p.m. Mountain Time here on Wella Canada West, and I'm going to do Hacker Hoax episode 5. All hair color is created equal. You'll have to stay tuned to find out. If you learned anything new today, guys, please pass it on to your teams. Understand that your knowledge is not something that you own. It's just something that you are the caretaker of for now, and it's wasted if you don't pass it on. Thank you for joining me today, guys. Enjoy your weekend. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Wash your hands and be kind. Bye.
Let's go.